Greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. Welcome to NFL Tuesday night on Wednesday. You can't see him. Yeah, I'm in the way. Sorry. There's a guy behind me. Hold on. I'll show you why I couldn't do it last night. £40 of fucking muscle. Boxer. 3 years old. Try walking him fucking 3 times a day. Things are tough, folks, so we're pet sitting now. You gotta do what you gotta do to make the money. While we're speaking of that, how you guys doing? First off, before we even get started, one big announcement. I hope and pray that everybody has a great day tomorrow. Thanksgiving used to be one of my all-time favorite holidays. Kind of still is to a regard, but it used to be my favorite, especially as a kid. Going to the aunt's house, mom cooking, and going to the aunt's house for drinks after. We're running around, cousins and stuff. But anyway, that's what it means to me. It's all about family. So hopefully, what you do tomorrow, maybe try something maybe we'd never really do. When we tell everybody that we're proud of them, we're thankful for them, let's mean it, and let's get on with this. Let's get on with this new regime and this new wave, if you want to call it. I noticed, especially over the last couple of days, man, people are just smiling and nice and everything, and this and that. So things are starting to make headway. I'm not trying to make this political, but we all know we're all hurting, man. We're all hurting. So what we got to do is just stick together, be cool with each other, ignore the assholes, and just be thankful for everything that the good Lord has given you. Because I have. I'm blessed with a great family, granddaughter in the other room, sons in the other room, wife's in the other room. It's just the way it is. Family in Jersey, family here, family there. It's not like the old days when everybody was in the same neighborhood or the same couple towns. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy your turkey tomorrow, or your ham, or your lasagna, or whatever else grandma or the aunt or mom are putting on that table. Manja. Manja. God, I miss them. Okay, here we go. For those of you who follow the show regularly, you see I'm wearing the bookie hat. You know why I'm wearing a bookie hat? Because we had a hell of a week, boy. We were 8-5 in our picks. 8-5 in our picks. We lost one by the hook, thanks to Minnesota winning by 3. We had to give 3.5, so we lose by the hook there. So that's a tough loss. We lost with Houston. They decided not to play. Redskins, man. Redskins. Wow. We're going to get to the Redskins after we're done with going over the Week 12 recap. We get into some other news and stuff like that. But we got breaking news on the Redskins. I'm sure you all heard by now. The Redskins are coming back. Early rumor. I said I wasn't going to get into it, and I'm getting into it. Early rumor is that they might go to throwback uniforms. So maybe next year they'll be in full stride back to the Redskins, painting the end zones and all that other stuff. More on that later. But anyway, Kansas City. I don't know how they don't beat Carolina by more than 10. I mean, guys, really? And how about I don't want to get his name wrong, Trayshawn Wharton? I believe he's a defensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. After the game, walking off the field, going down into the locker room through the tunnel, he caught an 11-year-old kid falling out of the stands, trying to get something from one of them. I'm sure you might have seen the video. It's pretty fucking crazy. God bless him. God bless him, because that could have been horrible, man. But apparently he caught him with one hand. Caught the kid with one hand. He gave him his gloves and put him back. Gave him back to his parents. And on his way, he went in an interview on the Pat McAfee show. He said that he wants to get a hold of the kid. He wants to find out who the kid is, where the kid's at, and he wants to get him to a Kansas City game. I mean, he just made that kid's life. Not only did he save it, but he made him something special in life. Now, that kid's got some story to tell. Hey, the kid's 11. Fast forward, well, let's say 10, 12 years or something. He's in his 20s, gets a wife, has a kid. He's got something to tell, man, at Thanksgiving at the table, man. He could talk at the table. He's got a hell of a story to tell on the table, man. God. I always used to love when my Uncle Russell came in, when he would stop in at my aunt's house. And how'd you do today, Unc? You have a good Thanksgiving, man? Make any money? Yeah, he used to clean up on Thanksgiving, man. He used to clean up. Anyway, getting along here. We were 8-5 in the picks, and guess what we did in the over-unders, guys? We are hot as a motherfucker on our over-unders, man. I am in the groove. I am back with my over-unders. Like I told you back in my day when I like to, let's call it spread a little money around the table. Winning wasn't the issue. I won a lot. It's what I did with the money after. That's the problem. That's why I gave it up. But even back in my day when I was gambling like that, making bets, I won't say very rarely I would bet a points. You know, I wouldn't go to the points, but over unders, man. I bet tons of over unders, and I was really good. And it seems to I haven't lost that groove with the over unders. But we are 10-3 this week in the over and unders. Next week, which will definitely be on Tuesday night, promise. And we're even going to shoot for 8:15. We are going to shoot for 8:15 next Tuesday night on NFL Tuesday night here on the third floor. We're going to do our best. We are going to do our best. I found out I had to start doing my pre-show about an hour before I hit play or hit go live. But next week, I was going to do it this week, but I said, you know what? It's Thanksgiving and everything. Let's Thanksgiving roll over. Next Tuesday night, I'll give you my totals for picks and my totals for over-unders on the year, and then to combine and see where we're at. So 10-3, man. 10-3 in the over-unders, 8-5 on our picks. It was good to see Mike Evans back. Not a big game. I think he had 65 yards or so for the Bucks. So let's roll into it. Let's recap Week 12. Our winners for Week 12 were the Bucks, Lions, Miami, Broncos, Seattle, the Packers, the Eagles, and the Ravens. That Raven game, man, I was like, you son of a bitches. I need 4.5 points here. There's no 4.5 point play in football. But they kind of let them have that touchdown at the end of the game, man. It was there 4 or 5 flags in the last minute of that game, 2 minutes of that game. That was bizarre. So here's the thing. Now we always get on the refs about fucking throwing flags for whatever reason, right? Even though there was a barrage of flags at the end of that game and they wound up getting in the end zone anyway and make the over, which was 50.5, and I was sweating that. You know, I was like, guys, something happened, man. But seeing that, I was just like, wow. But when they showed the replays on the penalties, guess what, folks? They were penalties. There were no bullshit calls. Guys are just fucking up, especially the pass interference in the end zone. We looked at that one. I looked at that one. I was like, that's pass interference. Sometimes the penalties look like they're at the wrong time of the game, but as long as they're backed up on the replay, it shouldn't be an issue. It's when you get that controversial call and you really I don't see it, or Troy Aikman or Brady or whoever's in Michaels or Collinsworth, who's ever in the booth will always say, I don't quite know about that. Or when they bring the referee in, the ref, the house ref there, what'd you think of that one? And then he's gonna not blast the refs, but he's got to make the call so he can tell you, I think this is what he might have seen or whatever. But anyway, my point is those flags at the end of the game, even though there was a barrage of them, they were all legit, people. Like I said, sometimes the penalties come and we're like, Jesus Christ with the flags. But hey, there's rules for a fucking reason. And I get it. Sometimes the games just are too many flags. But you know what? If the penalty's there, you got to call it. You can't you can't have plays like you did in the Saints and Rams game a couple of years ago. You can't have that. You can't have that in the NFL. You can't miss a call like that. You can't blow a call like that, especially in a playoff game. Come on, what are we doing here? But it was good to see that the flags were legit. And it also saves me 20 minutes worth of a rant of bullshit calls. But I don't mind being on the rant. And I got a rant coming up. So if you've seen the rant last week about the draft, I got a little slack about that. But you know what? That's what the show's about. You want to interact? Get in that live chat. Hit the super chat on Facebook. On YouTube there. Hit the rant here. Comments, live comments. Everything's up, folks. Bring it. Let me know. Talk to me. Let me know. Put it in the comments when you're watching the replay. I'll get the comment. I'll respond to your comment. You know what I mean? You come on here and I'll address it right here live, or I'll type it in. Either way, I will address your comments. So bring them on. Bring on the comments. So anyway, when we get to the news part, I got some stuff to talk about. So this is going to be an interesting show. So hang in there with us and enjoy it. And if you can, please, you see that's been scrolling since the beginning of the show. If you can help us out here, please go to my Cash App or my PayPal app and send a donation, $1, $2, $3, a cup of coffee. That's all we need to help us keep us going here. That's all we need, just to keep us going. So whatever, if you can, we appreciate it very much if you could help us out here on the third floor with a little donation. And like I said, we got the merch is here. I just got to figure out. Well, if you rant, you'll get a free gift. If you super chat, you'll get a free gift. Other than that, as far as putting it up and selling them, I'm not sure what I'm going to sell them at. I got to figure it out because I don't want to blast you people with shipping and handling and all that stuff. So I just want to figure out a nice, fair price for what we got. And we got some nice stuff coming. We got some nice stuff here. I spent, a couple dollars. I spent a couple dollars. I had to. It's the only way to make the fans happy of the show. So keep the comments coming. Keep the emails coming. Get on here when I'm live. I know I'm all over the place, but we're going to settle down and be good. And Rumble. I absolutely love the freaking numbers I'm getting, man. People are definitely viewing me and checking it out and everything else like that. My numbers are incredible on there. I just don't know what everybody has with the like button. No one really hits the like button. And I've noticed it on other videos that have lots of views. They have very little likes. And when I watch Rumble, I watch it on my TV. And I noticed that you can't interact when you watch it on your TV. So it's either a tablet, phone, or whatever. That seems to be the only way to do it. So, all right, let's get into this here. We're going to go. We got our week 12 done, 8-5, 10-3. Gave you the winners: Bucks, Lions, Miami, Broncos, Seattle, Packers, Eagles, and Ravens. Great week. Awesome on the over-unders, 10-3. No buys this week. It's a full slate. Why? Because it's Thanksgiving. You got 3 games on. You got 3 games tomorrow. You got a game on Friday. And then you got the rest of the slate on Sunday. And you got a Monday night game. So everybody's playing. Next week is the last bye week. And we'll get to that when we take a peek into week 14. So here we go. Week 13. Let's get our picks going for week 13, people. Again, welcome to the third floor. If you're just tuning in, how you doing? Get in that live chat. Get in that super chat. Comment, man. Let us know. As soon as you tune in, get in here and tell us what you're doing. Okay, let's get with it. Our week 13 picks. Thanksgiving Day. And what's weird, I got to be up at 9 to start watching these games. No, actually, I have to be up at 8:30 to watch the pregame because of being on the West Coast. It is crazy watching football out here, especially the holidays. This is weird, man. God, last game is 5:20, man. I mean, the sun is already down, but still, you know what I mean? So it's a little weird. So Thanksgiving Day, let's do it. Okay, historically, the Lions always play on Thanksgiving. The Bears always play on Thanksgiving, and this, that, and the other thing. The Cowboys, Redskins. It's always a great day of football. But it always seems that that first game, that Detroit game, doesn't matter who they're playing, it's an absolute fucking over. It's a score fest. It is scoring like no other scoring during any other week of football when it comes to the Lions playing at home on Thanksgiving. High scoring games, blasting games, fun games, but Lions always wind up on the end of the losing. Once in a while, they'll find, a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while too. But the Lions historically, they're always getting trashed on Thanksgiving. But this year, the Lions have a different idea about Thanksgiving. So with that being said, our first pick, Lions -10. I'm going to take the Lions -10, a 48.5 over under. We're going to go over on that one. They're playing the Bears. Now, I said this 2 weeks ago about the Lions. I almost remember it was 47.5 was the over under. And I said they could put that up by themselves. And they went and scored 52. So we're going to take the Lions -10 and definitely take the 48.5 over under. To me, to be completely honest, that's a pretty low over under for a Thanksgiving game. I just think that they're shortchanging the Bears a little bit there. Our second game on the slate is in Dallas. Oh boy. Oh boy, is this a game, man. Boy, is this a game. So what do you do? What do you do? You got two shitty teams. The Giants, by the way, what do they call him? Tommy Colcuts or whatever the fuck he is? DeVito? He didn't even get on the plane to go to Dallas. So he's not even playing. We're getting this other guy Luck. So now we're gonna see with him. Who's backing him up? You know? And by the way, I'm sure you all know already, Daniel Jones is a Minnesota Viking. He is on the practice squad. He will only be elevated to the Minnesota Vikings if there is a injury. What they do with him next year, we'll find out. But if he's going to Minnesota, God bless him, and I hope Daniel Jones gets a fucking break and can be the quarterback that everybody thought he could be. I kind of like the guy. When a guy like that, is it him? Is it the team? Well, I gotta say, it's the Giants, man. It's the Giants and the coaching, the play calling, and they're just not into it. They're like walking zombies. With that being said, we're going to take the Giants. We're going to take the Giants plus the 3.5. Two reasons. One, I think the Giants could win this game. Two, the Cowboys win. They ain't winning by 3.5. If the most 1-2 points if Dallas wins. Giants could actually win this game. So we're going to take the Giants in the 3.5. The over-under is very interesting. 37.5. Wow. This 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 is the middle of the ground when it comes to over and unders. I know you're saying, well, there's no 60 and this and that, but 37.5 is a very, very difficult over under. We're going to go over because I just think it's Thanksgiving and we're just going to see a lot of scoring. So we're definitely going to take the Giants plus the 3.5, 37.5 over under. Take the over. The third game on the slate is a weather game. And by the way, all the weather games I've called so far and said this is a weather game, we have not lost a weather game. This week, we got 4 weather games. So we're really putting it on. We usually have 1 or 2, but this week we got 4 people. And this is one of them. Packers -3.5 playing the Dolphins in Green Bay. Wow. Dolphins are in for a little bit of a shock when you get to that frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. With that being said, 3.5. We'll take the Packers -3.5, 46.5 over under. We're going over on that one, man. I just think the Love will have just a fabulous day. Black Friday, the Black Friday game. Now, folks, like I said, I've been around 61 years. And I remember in the 70s watching football on NBC or CBS. CBS was the NFC, and Channel 4, NBC, was the AFC. That's what they carried. And depending on which team was home during the interconference games, that's what network got it. So if the Giants were playing away, you'd find them on NBC. If the Jets were playing Washington, you'd see the Jets on CBS. That's how it went. I mean, you only had 2 channels back then, so there was no such thing as ESPN. So I always remember my favorite games because I was a Raider guy at that time. This is prior to the Bucs even being in the NFL. The Raiders was my team, man. And when you talk about rivalries in football, this is one of the top ones. Or so it was. Now it is not even close to what it was in the 70s and even into the early 80s. When you played the Raiders, you got your face broken. Okay? You had more than 2 balls after the game. Your back hurt, your ass hurt, your elbows, your fingers, your eyes, your teeth, because you were beat the fuck up. And this was both teams doing it to each other. It was just one of the fiercest rivalries in football. And then the Raiders were also fierce rivalries with Denver. I remember classic Denver games and with the Raiders. Steelers Raiders was a phenomenal rivalry, but this one was a bitter brawl. This was a bloodbath when these 2 teams, they just fucking hated each other back in the day. Hated each other. Couldn't stand one another, and made it clear when they played football. So if you ever get a chance to run back, even if you don't watch a whole game from back in the 70s with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders at the time, holy shit, that's football, people. That's freaking football. You know, we can't play the game that way because it was violent. I mean, not that it's not violent now, but back then in the 70s and 80s, look the fuck out. This was serious this is very serious football, especially when these teams met. And it didn't matter where they were in the standings, didn't matter if they were looking for the playoffs. Guaranteed bloodbath. With that being said, this is our second highest points that we're given. The only one that was higher than this was 13. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Detroit. Detroit was 13. I think that's the week I said that they would cover the over under themselves. So now they're giving 12.5 to the Raiders. We're taking Kansas City. We'll give the Raiders 12.5. We'll give the Raiders 14 if you want. You want to make it 14? I don't care. They're going to destroy the Raiders. This is going to be just one of those games where you're like, holy shit, what am I watching? So look for Mahomes and everybody to have a big freaking day against the Raiders. Kansas City, minus 12.5. The over-under is 42.5. We're going to take the over. Kansas City might cover the over there. This game's just going to be ugly. So then we move to Sunday. We're going to take the Bucs -6. They're playing Carolina. Here's the thing. We're going to give the 46.5 over-under. We're going to go over against Carolina. We're in Carolina. Look, I tell you, we got to run the fucking table. Tampa Bay has to run the table to even have a morsel of a hope to get into the playoffs. They got to run. I looked at the schedule. It's in Tampa's favor. The only game I see that might be a little bit fucking challengeable is the Chargers. That's the only game. Other than that, we got Carolina 2 more times. We got Carolina here, one, and Carolina again. We got the Saints in there. I forget what we got. One other team in there, and the Chargers, and it looks good for Tampa. They're playing good. They had a good showing against the Giants. I don't care how bad the Giants are. Whether that's what's supposed to happen if you're playing a team that's that fucking bad. You destroy them. You put them down. 30-0. They got a late touchdown, made it 30-7. That's all fine. That's all fine. That's part of it. But the Bucks with Evans back, they just made another move today. Barrett wants to come out of retirement. The Dolphins are in control of him right now, but I think he wants to come back to Tampa. I don't know. He retired in June, and now he filed for reinstatement. We'll see what happens there. So Bucks -6, 46.5. Take the over at Carolina. Texas -5 against the Jags. Jags, I don't know. I just can't read the Jags. I thought the Jags are going to the playoffs, so you know where I stand with that. Not good. All right, so the Texans -5, 43.5 over under. We're going to take the under here. Texas has been having some issues, especially putting points on the board. Jacksonville is sludge. Well, I'm not going to worry about that. While we're talking about Jacksonville, there are rumors. I've been following that possibly Bill Belichick might be coming back. And one of the landing spots for him could be Jacksonville. So what do you think with Belichick going to Jacksonville and inheriting Mr. Trey Lawrence down there? Or how about this? What if Rodgers doesn't really get what he wants from the Jets next year? And we hook up with Rodgers going to Jacksonville and Lawrence coming up to the Jets. It's a possibility that you might see a pretty surfer boy throwing the ball for the Jets next year. Personally, I don't know. I don't know. Rodgers is a tinfoil hat wearing son of a bitch. I like him. I like his arrogance. I think he's a straight up forward guy. He doesn't hold back nothing. I don't have to question anything he says and say, well, maybe he's fucking just saying that. I think Rodgers just says what he wants to say, and he proves it every Tuesday on the Pat McAfee show. I mean, I rely on that for the news of Aaron Rodgers because he's in the spotlight. He just happens to be a Jet right now. So yeah, we'll take the Texans -5, 43.5 under. That's at Jacksonville. The Chargers are in Atlanta. I need Chargers to win this game. Here's the thing. Atlanta's schedule is rougher than Tampa's. Tampa Bay cannot stutter or skip a beat. They have to play good, perfect football. So we look for the Chargers to help us out. Chargers -2.5 at Atlanta, 47.5 over under. We're going to go over there. So Chargers -2.5, and we'll take the over. The Washington Redskins are back. Halfway. What we got here? Oh, we got Washington -5.5, 44.5 over under against Tennessee. Tennessee, they put a licking on us last week. I did not see that coming. I did not see Tennessee coming like that. So we'll take Washington -5.5, 44.5 over under. We're going to go under here. Washington is just a little sluggish right now. I think they'll find their feet. This is a good week to find their feet without, Tennessee's not that big. Shouldn't be that big of a struggle for them. So look for Washington and move on. Arizona, you son of a bitches. Boy, did you prove me wrong this year. I ate my words on Arizona, but we're going to take Arizona +3.5. They're at the Vikings. So we're going to take Arizona +3.5, 45.5 over under. We're going to go over against the Vikings. Colts go to New England. Colts are minus 2.5. We're going to take the Colts minus the 2.5. The over-under is 42.5. We're going to take the under there. Neither team is a scoring powerhouse, so that looks like a good that does look like a good under for that game. So we'll take that one. Steelers. I had to look at this one again. To make sure I was seeing it right. We have the Steelers +3 in Cincinnati, and this is one of our weather games. Our first weather game was Packers and Dolphins. This is our second weather game. Snow, maybe, whatever, but it's either way, it's going to be brutally cold. It's going to be cold. And I think they are calling for what they call snow effect coming off the lake. So just look for that game maybe to be a little sloppy. So what we got here is the Steelers +3, 46.5 over under at Cincinnati in a weather game. We're going to take the over. You're saying over in a weather game? Yeah, over in a weather game, man. Learn our lessons. That's how you do it. So the last game in the early slot on Sunday is in the Meadowlands. Aaron Rodgers takes on Geno Smith. Geno Smith, homecoming, baby. Seattle is -2, 41.5 over under. We're going to take Seattle -2, and we're taking the over of 41.5. I'm not going any further. We'll just see what happens there. But remember this, folks. It's Geno Smith's return to the Meadowlands. And we move on to the late games on Sunday. We only have 2 late games, by the way, on Sunday. We have the Rams -2.5 with a 49.5 over under at New Orleans. This would help. This would help the Bucks for sure with the Rams knocking off the Saints. That would definitely make me happy. Maybe one of the reasons I'm picking the Rams -2. 49.5. We're going to go over there. Eagles. I had to look at this one. This one is interesting, and I think it's only because Baltimore is home. But you got the Eagles +3. You have a 50.5 over under, and this is in Baltimore. So we're going to take the Eagles plus the 3. I mean, how could you not take the Eagles +3 the way they're playing? Especially Barkley. He overtook Henry this week. I mean, with that amazing, what do you have, 254 yards or 255 fucking yards rushing? Holy shit, dude. And another 60 passing? Dude's a beast. How do the Giants feel about that? Oh, my God. You talk about a middle finger, man. Holy shit. So this is a great game. This is the game of the week. This is the absolute game of the week. It's wow, man. There's so much in this game, man. You got Jackson and Hurts. You got Henry and Barkley. I mean, you got it. You got a fucking game here, man. This is going to be a good one to fucking watch. So again, Eagles +3, 50.5 over under at Baltimore. We're going to take the under here. I just think this is going to be a tight game. This is going to be a brutal game. If you remember, I said that the Ravens and Steeler game was going to be in the trenches. It's all going to be in the trenches. It's all there. And when you look at what was the final score, 16-15, I think 16-15. That's a freaking game, man. I love that. I love fucking defense, man. Why do you think I'm a Bucks fan? It's all about defense, bro. Fucking defense. Defense. Brings us to the Sunday night game, which is our next weather games. This is our third weather game, and this one is snow, folks. This one is Buffalo. This one is serious snow. They are going to have, I don't know what they said. I haven't seen the forecast. You can't trust the forecast till it fucking happens. But either way, they say snow in Buffalo. They mean snow. So, Buffalo -7, 44.5 against the beat-up 49ers. Man, you talk about a collapse. The Niners see it, and now no Purdy. Oh, my God. So, yeah, the 49ers got some freaking issues going. So we're going to take the Bills -7. Bills win this game, and they're going to be tough to stop. They're going to be tough to stop. You know, you're coming off a win off of Kansas City. And then you're coming in and you got the 49ers are all beat up. You should destroy them, and you should really take a big step towards your accomplishment. And definitely, you're definitely going to win a division. You definitely win your division there. So take the Bills, 44.5 over under. I'm going to go under just based on the weather. Just based on the weather, we'll stay under 44.5. And then the Monday night game, another pretty decent game, and it's also going to be a weather game. It's the Broncos -7. I forgot to see who the hell was home and who was away. So let me look at week 13 real quick. Sorry, folks. They're in Denver. That's why I got it as a weather game, because they're in Denver. Yeah, they're in Denver. So Denver -5, 41.5 over under. We're going to take the Broncos -5, and we're going to go over in the 41.5 over the Browns in our fourth weather game of the week. No buys. And next week, the remaining teams will do that when we take a peek at week 14. So there's your picks, folks, for week 13. Lions, Giants, Packers, Kansas City, Bucks, Texans, Chargers, Redskins, Arizona, the Colts, the Steelers, Seattle, the Rams, Eagles, Bills, Broncos. Those are all our boys. That's what we got going. All right. Now we get into our special news segment of the show. And in case you are wondering, I forgot to mention it. Dubby is our new sponsor here on the show. They came on board last week, speaking through emails with the owner of the company. This is a brand new company. They're in their infancy. They just came out. They have a new line, as you can see there. Incredible flavors. It's a energy fruit fusion coffee with different kinds of flavors and everything. I seriously encourage you. They got merchandise there too. They got some really cool merch. They got some nice T-shirts and some nice, the coffee things, the water things, whatever. I got one coming because I joined them. So as soon as I get here, that's what I'll be tipping to support my sponsor. I want you to help too and support my sponsor. And just go to the link. Go to the link and save some money. Matter of fact, they got a 40% off right now for Black Friday. So they got a huge Black Friday sale. I highly suggest you go on Dubby, check it out, and save big. 40%. The code's coming up. Put that code in and save 40%. Look at the link in the descriptions, and you got my referral link and my discount link. So after you get 40% off on something you want to try out, why not save the most, try it out, and if you like it, then come back and use my code and get some more and save even more money. 10% on the referral and 10% on all purchases when you use my link. And guess what? That helps the show with that scroller down there in the beginning. So everything helps. We're looking to make money to bring you the best entertainment we can on Tuesday nights here on Wednesday night, because last night couldn't happen. All right, let's get into this. Let's see what we got going. We get into the news of the week. All right. Where do you want to start? Let's start with Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson, familiar? Yes, he's a receiver for the Rams. And after the Rams lost to the Eagles, my man went out and had a couple cocktails, apparently at the training facility. Yeah, he went to the training facility after the game, I guess, with a couple of guys and decided to have a few drinks. And then on his way home at 5:13 a.m. in the morning, driving 100 miles an hour on 101, he was pulled over and arrested under suspicion of DUI. Great career move there, buddy. Guess who's going to AA? So, Robinson is arrested on suspicion of DUI after the loss to the Eagles. I lost games and got drunk because we lost, but I definitely don't remember driving 100 miles an hour going home that night. These cats, man, some of them just think they're Superman, they're invincible. That one, they can't get hurt, or two, they can't be arrested, or whatever. But Demarcus Robinson, I wish you all the luck, buddy. I hope you get your shit together and just get back on the field with the God given talent you got and show the world. Instead of driving 100 miles an hour where you kill yourself or somebody else. Come on, you got to use your head. You got to use your head. You're a professional athlete. So these guys make so much fucking money. Why are they driving their own shit? Especially if you want to go drink. Hey, you're not fucking above the law, bro. Fucking calm down. You could Uber. Jesus Christ. You could Uber everybody who was there. You got enough fucking money. Hop in your car and put the keys in the ignition and take out somebody or a family. You fucking moron. Come on, man. Use your fucking head. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a coach. That dude ain't playing for the rest of the year. Sorry. Go somewhere. Just go to AA. And I'll see you at spring training or whatever. Spring training, that's baseball. You know what I'm saying. Not spring training. It's summer training, whatever the fuck. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. Seriously, on a serious note, Mr. Robinson, please get help. You got issues, bro. If you're doing that after a game, you got issues. So before you kill somebody or yourself, get the help you need, buddy. And my prayers are with you. I hope you accomplish your goal of being straight. The Harborough Bowl, you know, it's pretty cool, but I don't know what it'd be like coaching against your brother, man. I guess it's pretty intense. Pretty intense. It must be interesting at Thanksgiving at their house, right? There you go. Thanksgiving, another theme it in. Brothers coaching against each other, and they still have to meet each other on Thursday at Mom's house. So, John, and just in case you're wondering, he's 3-0 versus Jim, and he has one huge win over Jim, that being the Super Bowl. So, Big Brother John is 3-0 against Little Brother Jim. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So what's up with Aaron Rodgers? Okay, Aaron Rodgers basically was asked after his return from the bye week on the Pat McAfee show Tuesday. He said, bullshit. I don't talk to anybody about my thoughts about after playing or while I'm playing. I don't do that. I don't know who this person is. I don't even know where they get this stuff from. But I know the people I talk to in my small inner circle don't talk to people like that. So basically, he said, bullshit, it's all made up. I kind of agree with him. I mean, it is kind of stupid. I mean, if you remember during the bye week, they had him. He don't want to play. He's mad at this one. He's mad at that one. He don't like this. He don't like that. He wants to go somewhere else. I want to play in 2025, but not with the Jets and everything. He specifically said, bullshit. The Jets will be my first option in 25. So there you go. So whatever rumors or anything you were thinking about or haven't heard, that's right from the horse's mouth. That's right from Aaron Rodgers. Bullshit. I don't talk to people like that. Nobody in my inner circle talks to anybody like that. So it's all just made up bullshit. And, like I said, I agree with him. Now, while we're talking about the wonderful state of New Jersey and their football team, Zeems, this rookie here for the Giants, Neighbors, dude, who do you think you are to bash the Giants about the way they're playing when you drop balls all over the place or run the wrong route? Let me explain something to you, my friend. You're playing for the Giants. You are lucky you're playing for the Giants now and not playing for the Giants in the 80s. Because I guarantee you, if you're a rookie and you spouted off like that during that era, forget Parcells. Forget what Parcells is going to do to you or say to you. You'd have to answer to people like Lawrence Taylor, Harry Carson. I wouldn't want to either one. I met Lawrence Taylor in person, live, shook his hand. He's a monster. I thought he was going to eat me alive. He was huge and one of the sweetest people you ever want to meet. Literally, when I met him, was at his restaurant in, what was it, Brielle on 71. LT's. Went there a couple of times. And one time I ran into him. It's like, oh my God, that's Lawrence Taylor. I went up to him and said, hey, Lawrence, not a Giant fan, but I'm an LT fan. And he said, that's good enough, my friend. My name's Victor. All right. Yeah. Are you drinking? Yeah, yeah. Well, who are you here with? I was like, a couple of guys were sitting at a table having dinner. Okay. 5 minutes later, drinks come over and Lawrence Taylor comes over. Says hello to everybody at the table. Sat down, had a 2-minute conversation. Thanked us for coming into his establishment. And that was it. And we sat there and stared at each other like, holy shit, Lawrence Taylor just sat down, got his beers. I mean, so my point being, you don't talk like that when you're a rookie, man. You don't talk. You know who you talk like that when you're a rookie? Your girlfriend when you get home, or your wife when you get home. And you make sure all the windows are closed and all the doors are locked. Nobody's phone's on. And then you could say something like that. Other than that, you're a rookie. Shut your mouth. And then the head coach comes out with the statement of, he's just a rookie. What? You're a head fucking coach of the New York Giants. You just had a rookie call your ass out. You shut him down right now. You say, yeah, you know what? Neighbors, you're right. And you know what? You're part of this fucking problem that you're spouting about. So why don't you just go sit on the bench next week? I want you in full gear sitting on the bench and watch them guys play. Rookie. Unfucking believable. The balls on some of these people, man. The actual balls on some of these people. Unreal. So, the neighbors, shut the fuck up and just go catch balls. Now, John Two Guns Whitecalf. You know who that is? John Two Guns Whitecalf. Never heard of it? Heard of him? Never heard of him? Well, if you're a Washington Redskin fan, I guarantee you know who that is. That's the man on your helmet. That's the logo. That's who the logo was given to, who was inspired by for their logo. John Two Guns Whitecalf. I don't know too many Irish or Italians or Jews named John Two Gun. Well, I do know an Italian named Two Guns, but that's a whole different story. So maybe I'd take the Italian out of here. I don't know Irish or Jewish or is Pakistani and Indian, anywhere. John Two Guns Whitecalf. Full-blooded American Indian, an American native, and a Blackfoot chief. A Blackfoot chief. One of the most fiercest tribes of all of them. Up there with the Apaches and Cherokees and the Chippewas. He was a Blackfoot chief. Dude, the honor of something like that. To have your profile displayed on the helmets of the Washington Redskins. To me, some of the most passionate, incredible fan base in all of sports. You know, I'm a Yankee fan. I know what it's like to be a Yankee fan. It could be rough and it could be tough, and we have to have thick skin, and we have to be ready, and we have to know what the fuck we're talking about. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm a Yankee fan," and when you start asking questions and shit, you don't know the answers. You ain't a Yankee fan. Know your shit. Johnny Basement. Question for you when you're watching this. When you come in and watch my replay. Johnny, this is a question. Excuse me. This is a question for you. Well, I'll get back to that. Let me just finish this. the balls on people who are offended by something. And what they're offended by, other people take pride in, other people cherish, other people respect, other people really are inspired to see something like that. And then you rip it from them because of a couple fucking yahoos. You know the story of this. The Native Americans were infuriated when they removed the Redskins logo and the Redskin name. They were just as pissed in Cleveland when they took Wahoo off and changed the name. Cleveland Indians, historic baseball club, gone because of a couple fucking people. Oh, it's fucking fuck you and you're offensive. You know what's offensive? You're offensive. We're fucking coming up with bullshit that other people have to bow and kowtow to. Enough. So fucking kudos to the Washington Redskins for doing what they're doing and bringing it back. Cleveland, you're up next. The Guardians, the Commanders, that's insulting. That is absolutely, that's just bullshit. So I'm so happy and glad that John Two Guns Whitecalf is going back on the helmet. About time. Should have never happened to begin with. I mean, I get around. Johnny, I have to apologize. Because I shouldn't have stopped. I should have just asked you the question because I got on a fucking rant. Now I can't remember the question I was going to ask you. It might come back to me before the end of the show. But anyway, I lost it. I lost my marbles for a minute. I apologize. But that's how passionate I am about certain things, man. And that's one of them. So kudos to the Redskins for doing what they're doing. Next up, kickoffs. Kickoffs. We have a new kickoff in football this year, right? Landing zone, this, that, and the other thing. What do you people think about it? All right, put it in the comments. What I just can't understand why they changed the design of the kickoff. Because to me, a kickoff is no different than a punt. It's the same play, aside from the ball being placed on a tee and kicked. I don't understand. So are we going to redesign punting? Or are we going to just go back to the way fucking kickoffs are supposed to be in football? What are we doing here with these rule changes? I'm sitting there and it dawned on me. I'm like, wait a minute. They're still punting. There's still as much violence running down the field on a punt to get to the ball, to get to the guy, to block and do all this shit. The same thing you're doing on a fucking kickoff. Makes zero fucking sense. Zero. You can't tell me that changing that kickoff the way they did and not do anything with punting when punting is the same thing. Where do we go? Where do we go? We go to the want ads because teams next year, with this rule still being instilled, unless they change things overnight, next year, what you're going to see is one specialist on the team besides your place kicker. You're going to see kickoff specialist. You're going to start seeing guys kicking off completely different. And what they're going to do is they're going to put a fucking pin in the balloon of this new kickoff rule. Mark my words. Somebody, one of these teams, or a couple of teams, are going to find one of these guys who can do this. Now, rugby has a kickoff similar to that of a drop kick in football. The kicker in rugby is an absolute specialist at what he does to kick the game off and where after they score. Total specialist. Don't be surprised if you see one or two rugby guys coming into the NFL in the next year or two. And they redesign this kickoff with a play or plays or different things. Because a lot of these guys, and especially over there in Europe, between your soccer, footy down under, rugby, these guys they're totally different. I get it. Totally different. Totally different. But the mechanics are the same. The mechanics of the game are the same. So what I'm thinking, when they come in with the kickoff specialist, what we're going to see is the old hang time on the punt. Remember Ray Guy would hang a ball for 5-6 seconds? They were checking the ball for fucking helium after games, saying that there's no way the guy kicked that high. Yeah, Ray Guy was special. And so was Reggie Roby. Really not that much different of punters. Generations in between, two different styles. Ray Guy was just an amazing fucking punter. And Reggie Roby had an absolute fucking howitzer for a fucking leg. You would hear the ball explode off of Reggie Roby's foot. I still to this day have never seen a punter like that, man. Reggie Roby was special. But he was a specialist. Ray Guy, a specialist. Been tremendous punters along the way. But what I'm saying is kickoffs, you see when these guys kick off, they're either trying to boot it out or try to do this or try to do that. And landing zone, non-landing zone, at the 40, at the 30, whatever. Make up your fucking mind, NFL. And give me a good reason why we changed the kickoff rule and we didn't do nothing to the punt, because the punt's the same as a kickoff. Just no two ways about it. Sorry, folks. There's just no two ways about it. All right. I think I'm done. I think did I rant on everything I wanted to rant on? I got our picture up there for week 13, which we just went over and did. Like I said, tremendous week. Next week, I'll have the totals of the picks, totals of over-under, and the combined win and loss, and see how we're doing this year. I'm going to might as well let week 13 roll through. I was going to put it up this week, but last week you had a couple buys. This week you have no buys, so let's get a full slate of games to get those numbers and see where they wind up when all said and done. Like I said, Tuesday night NFL show will be back next week on Tuesday night and not Wednesday night. Like I said, we're doing our best here. We would love for you guys to start interacting with us. Hit the comments, leave comments. When you're watching this on replay, leave a comment, man. I mean, it's really no different than me being live. Just pretend I'm live. But seriously, no, start interacting with the show. Leave the comment on YouTube. You can hit the super chat. We would appreciate that. Here on Rumble, you could hit the rant. We would appreciate that. Cash App, PayPal, like I said, everything's in the links. Reminds me, I got to put a few more links in there for you folks. Hold on a second. I just thought of something here. Let me I want to give shout out to Johnny Basement. Johnny, I'm sorry, I forgot the question I was going to ask you, man. Jesus, I just fucking blanked. I went fucking nuts. Check out Johnny Basement, like I said, on YouTube. Find his link. I gotta get his link in there. I'm sorry, Johnny. I keep forgetting to put the link in there for you. He's easy to find. Just type in Johnny Basement on YouTube. He's a live reaction guy. We watched a bunch of Yankee games. That's how I found him. He doesn't do Jet games no more. He's a Jet fan, but hey, he's a great guy and he's a true fan. He's an honest to God true fan of the Jets. And I feel for him. I really do. I know his pain. I know his pain. Being a Bucks fan for so many years, I believe me, I know his fucking pain. Um, but yeah, go check out Johnny Basement and hang out with us. He does Ranger games, Bruin games. He just did a Red Bull game. I mean, look, if you're looking for sports of all different sorts for live reactions, go check out Johnny Basement. He does reactions for footy down under. Kind of watch a video, the best of this, the best of that, and he does a fucking great job. He really does. Sorry, John, I used the F bomb when I'm describing you. I shouldn't have dropped the F bomb, but he does. He does a fantastic job. I did it again. He does a fantastic job. I cleaned it up. Um, nah, he's my guy. The crew there, the Basement Dwellers, man, they're all super cool. There's always basically what he does. We're watching, doing a reaction to the game, but we're interacting and talking sports, talking movies, do back and forth with the chat. And he does a great job keeping up with it, even though sometimes he loses track of where he left off because he'll go on a rant and forget. I've seen it, you know. But great guy, great channel. Check it out. Johnny Basement Dwellers. I ask you, when you go there, be respectful. It's not the third floor. You guys come in here and motherfuck me all you want. You don't like my picks, we can talk back and forth. We can go head to head on shit. You go into the basement, it's a chill. You're in somebody's house, basically. So respect it. Okay? There's no cursing. There's no fucking politics. There's nothing like that. Talk sports. Because that's what we're here for. So, again, check out Johnny Basement on YouTube. I'll get the link in there, I promise. But for now, when you go into YouTube, search Johnny Basement. Go right to him. Tell him you the third floor sent you. Tell him you got sent by the third floor. So there you go. I think I got that plug out of the way. Again, man, I wish I didn't stop when I was going to ask Johnny a question because now I can't even think of what the hell I was going to ask. Maybe it'll come to me after I get off here, and I'll get back to it next week. I'm looking over my notes. Nothing's ringing a bell. I'm looking at the ticker display over here that I had. I can't. There's nothing clicking up there. But anyway, that's all the plugs and everything else like that. Please, if you could help the show, go into the links, Cash App, PayPal. That's my wife up there, Designer Handbags. Check her out. Her link is in the descriptions. My son's painting company's up there. Here it comes now, the Bowser Bros. Check them out. Okay. Got some sponsors. We got Dubby. They're in the link. Check them all out. Help us out, folks. Help us out, man. Do the best you can. Come on here every week and do the best I can. We're going to bring you more. We just got to get things right. Okay. I don't want to just come on here for nothing and not have a real show, but I am working on things. I am working on some stuff. Okay. We're working on stuff. We got tons in here. These are all ideas for the show. The whole fucking book is full. So there's your Thanksgiving show. I wish I could have said we took last night off to do it tonight because of Thanksgiving tomorrow, but that's not true. I just couldn't get on last night. I was so fucking sideways. We tried. But anyway, hey folks, thanks for coming in to the third floor. We really, 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 really appreciate you. Rumble guys, hit that rant. Get in a live chat. Leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Hit us with a super chat. Just let us know what you got. So when you come by, just hit the comments, man. Start talking when I do. I got them. I got a monitor right here. I can follow all the live chat I need. I can follow all the super chats I need for YouTube, Rumble. Got you covered, man. We're bringing you the best, and we're bringing you good entertainment. And here's another thing I noticed on Rumble. I'm the only one doing this on Rumble. I looked around. There's nothing else on there. I'm a sports guy here, and I'm going to do other things too. But this show right here, the NFL Tuesday night show on Wednesday tonight, I'm the only guy in town, man. Help me out. Show the support of the show. You can't go over there and watch Barstool. It's one of the stupidest things I've seen. Barstool, they sit there have a camera on a bunch of guys sitting in chairs watching the game. One guy's the size of a fucking house. I don't get it. But they got a lot of money, so they can do that stuff. I don't have a lot of money. That's why we have Cash App, PayPal. That's why I have my wife selling designer handbags and my son painting. W on board, because we're here to entertain, and God damn it, we want to entertain. But we need you to help. By showing up, that's a big help. Thumbs up, that's a big help. Hit the like, smash the like, share it, do whatever you got to do. That's what we appreciate, and that's what we're going to continue to bring to you. So please understand, I've looked all over Rumble, man. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's bringing you a weekly NFL show like I am. Not even close. Okay? The best thing I've seen out there on Rumble, and not the best thing on Rumble, Barstool, whatever. I just can't get into it. It's just too cheesy for me. I'd rather have a wholesome guy sitting there telling me shit that I can argue with or talk with or interact with while he's doing it. Here I am, folks. And we've been doing it for a while, and we're going to continue to do it for a while. And just bring you the best thing that we can. Again, kudos to the Washington Redskins, man. Thank you for bringing that back, because that's big. It feels more like football already in Washington. I don't know if the Cleveland Indians are going to jump on board and, bring back Screaming Engine. What is it? Chief Wahoo? I think it is. Chief Wahoo is the Indians logo. Bring it back. Guardians. What are we, a movie? Fuck. Disgusting. All because of yahoos. Shut your pie hole. Move on. You don't like watching the Redskins? Did Redskins insult you? I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. You have problems. Especially when it doesn't bother the Native Americans. The first ones. But anyway. No, never mind. I was thinking of something else, but I already covered that. We got four weather games this week. Again, folks. 4 weather games. And we haven't lost the weather game all year. Every weather game I called that's been a weather game, we won. I think it's like 6 or 7. I'll have to check that. I'll put that in the stats next week too. Because next week I'll have, like I said, our totals on the over-unders. I'll have our totals on the win and losses and the overall picks for the year. I already took a peek at the numbers. Doing pretty good this year. So if you really want to know what's going on in the NFL, you want a guy who's going to give you some solid picks and over and unders, bring you in depth, more stuff and more stories that you really don't hear about. This is the spot, the third floor. NFL Tuesday night. It's on Wednesday night tonight, but watch the beginning of the show and I explain that. So if you're here on Rumble, fucking love you people. Thank you for stopping by. We really appreciate it. And if you could support the show, we'd appreciate it even more. Okay? Got all kinds of stuff in the links for you. Like I said, hit that rant, hit the live chat, leave a comment, whatever it is. We are guaranteed to interact with you, and we want nothing more than to hear from you, the fans out there. So come on, give us your feedback. Let us know. Put your picks in for this week. We'll go head to head. We'll see what happens at the end. You beat me, I'll throw you something. Maybe I got merchandise. Like I said, I haven't figured out prices yet. Put your picks in there. You beat me during the week, I'll send you something. Until next time, next Tuesday night, 8:15. I am going to try so fucking hard to get on at 8:15. I'll just start shit at 7. No, we do. But, life's life. We got to do what we got to do. So, we'll see you next Tuesday night at 8:15 on the third floor on the NFL Tuesday Night Show, where we do the picks, the over-under, and all the NFL news from the week. So, until then, folks, have a great Thanksgiving. I wish you all the best and happiness. And I really, guys, enjoy every second you can with the people you love. And let them know that you love them too. And let them know how important they are. Let's be more than thankful for everything that we have here. But let's, more importantly, let's be thankful for the people we love. And let them know it. So, until next time, my friends, when you come up to the third floor, remember to bowl up, bong up, and then beam on up to the third floor. And we'll be here hanging out, waiting on you in time and space.